Welcome to Intimacy Evolution with Brianna and Mark Carey, where they discuss desire, intimacy, and how to embrace the changes within your relationship. Brianna has been a sexual health educator for 14 years and is currently working as a relationship and intimacy coach. Mark is a licensed professional counselor and has been running his own private practice for 6 years. Together, they have 2 young kids and have dealt with the many ebbs and flows during their 15 years together. Intimacy evolves over time, and that's okay. Let's talk about it. Hello.
Hi.
All right. Hello, and welcome to Intimacy Evolution. I'm Brianna.
I'm Mark.
And it's been a while.
It has.
It's been a few weeks since we've recorded, since we've posted anything, and life has just happened. We got ahead on recordings and then we got behind on recordings. So here we are.
That is exactly what happened. I would say part of if you have small kids and you're going through this, I mean, one or both of our kids have been sick.
Yeah.
Like every other week.
Yeah.
So it kind of throws a wrench into everything.
Everything. Yeah, pretty much. And one of my promises to myself when we started this podcast was that this was to, one, share stuff with our audience, but also I wanted this to be fun. This is something that I'm passionate about, and I didn't want it to stress me out. And when you create stuff out of a stressful mindset or energetic space, it's not going to be as impactful, you know? And so, yes, we could have gotten in here and stayed up super late and thrown things together to put it out just to have stuff out, but that's not what I want to do. That's not what I want this podcast to be about, just putting stuff out there to fill up space. I want it to be intentional. I want it to be impactful. I want to share our message, and this is part of that, you know? So if I'm sure there's individuals out there that might have felt that before, like, oh, I have to do this because, and I just invite you to take a step back and ask, do you really need to do that?
I love where you took that, because that's absolutely amazing. And it hits me really hard because that is what this is for us. It's fun. Mm-hmm. It's somewhat of community. It's spreading our thoughts and expression that to people that might want to hear it. And I view this as very fun. So
yeah. And talking about stress, I don't want this to have a negative impact on our relationship, because we get in here and like, we have to put something out, and you're like, okay. And then it just creates unwanted and unnecessary stress between us. And so, I hope that comes across to you all, that we do this from a place of love and place of service. And
so out of that, I guess it's sorry, not sorry.
Yeah, but we are, in that time, we have been connecting with some amazing individuals, and we have been recording and interviewing some others to share their messages with you all too. So we are preparing to not have such a lag in the future.
Get back ahead,
To get back ahead of it. Yeah. So I'm super excited. We have some male guests.
Yes.
That you guys will be hearing about, some men's work, how that ties into the masculine, embracing that into a relationship. I have an interview with a pelvic floor therapist coming up. As well as a human sexuality professor, talking about the 5 love languages. So there's some really cool stuff in the pipeline that you guys will be hearing very, very soon. So
yeah, and I want to say more about the men's work stuff. So in the last several weeks, I went out of town for 5 days for a men's retreat.
Mm-hmm.
And so I will be talking all about that in a future episode, as well as interviewing a couple people about men's work and what we can do is to be better partners, just be better people.
Yeah.
So that's definitely coming up. That was also, we've had a lot of travel.
Yeah.
I came back home for, I don't know, 5 days, or maybe it was, how long was it?
How long was what? How long were you home, or how long
Yeah,
were you
how long?
gone?
No, how
You were
long was-
gone for 5 days.
I know
You were
that.
home for, I don't know where you're going with it, so I don't know.
Well, I was just saying that you left town.
Oh, before I left town?
Yeah.
It was about 3 weeks. So,
Okay.
yeah. So you were out of town at the beginning of November. Came home. It was my birthday weekend. The next week was Thanksgiving.
Clearly, we know who runs the schedules
got-
around here.
Everyone got sick. I did not. Everyone got sick Thanksgiving
Bragger.
weekend. But I was in it. I had to be there, and I had to really embrace my nurturing role. And then, yeah, after that, I went out of town the first weekend of December.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is actually what we're going to be talking about today, is creating space to miss your partner.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that's kind of contrary to what we have previously shared on the show of create time, intentionality of spending time with your partner, right?
Yes.
You're like, you keep telling us to spend time together. Now you're telling us to take time away from each other.
Exactly. That there's a great balance between the two.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what we're even more talking about is I took time for myself
Mm-hmm.
to recharge and work on myself, and come back ready to go.
Yeah.
Your time away, you got, I would say, something similar as
Yeah.
far as
Yeah. Let's just get into it. So Mark went to this men's retreat,
mm-hmm.
and I was fine with it until like maybe 2 days before you're set to leave. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the first time you have gone on a trip by yourself. Because previously with my direct sales company, I was gone
Mm-hmm.
between 2 and 4 times a year, going on trips, conventions, things like that by myself. So you were always home with the kids while I was gone. And so I've had a lot of experience in 14 years of getting my girl time, getting, personal development, growth, all of that stuff, and then coming back. And then I realized this was the first time I was going to be left alone with the kids by myself for 5 days.
Yeah.
I had this like, oh shit, can I handle this?
Yeah, I was thinking about it earlier, and it would have been way early on in our relationship before our kids. There was occasions I'd work out of town.
Yeah.
For a period of time.
Or go, like you went on a couple of snowboard trips.
Yeah, and that was really early on.
Yeah,
so
like way before
It's been a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. So there was a little bit of a shift in our dynamic and how we function. And I'm not saying I'm not capable of taking care of my kids. That's not what it is. But like, we have our routine. And, you take Rona to school in the morning. I hang out with Remy, get him on the school bus. I go about my day, and there's just a flow. And
yeah, we have roles that are different, and you go from taking on your role to taking on both roles.
Yeah. And
some of the part of that role might be very foreign.
Yeah. Well, so you left on a Wednesday, Thursday, I think it was Friday, where I really had this moment of like, I'm doing this. Like, go me. Because we also had, Remy had lessons after school. We also had a birthday party and a bunch of activities going on besides just school.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, I've got this. Yeah. And then I had this realization that I am so grateful for Mark and that I choose him as my partner. Not that I need him to make my life easier, but I choose him in my partnership, in our life, to just, I don't know where I'm going with that, but I think like, yeah, I choose you. And I feel like that was just such an empowering emotion and realization for me.
Sounds wonderful. I'm glad you choose me.
And I think I called you and even reflected that, like, I didn't call you, I texted you. And then that kind of leads into my next thing. When your partner is out of town, or even just taking a day with their friends, don't blow up their phone.
Oh, please don't.
Allow them to be in it. You know?
How can I recharge it all if I'm worrying and trying to navigate this other space that I'm not there for?
Not even there. Even just day to day. We had this talk this week too. Like, when I was in a place, not a very good place, a couple of years ago, I would find that, being home with the kids all day, not having anything for myself, I found it really easy to reach out and kind of nitpick about the day or nag. And I would send you messages or pictures and venting, ranting, whatever. But you're at work. And that's not fair to you. Like, you're not in a space to be supportive to me in that time frame. So what good does it do for me to dump that on you?
Yeah, and it begs the question, what was the intention?
Yeah, what are you trying to get out of that?
Yeah.
And I guess thinking now, maybe just not feeling alone in that moment, feeling like I had a connection, but that wasn't a healthy connection. It wasn't, communicated that way. And so I say that to talk about this experience, right? Like, you were in Austin. There was literally and if you've never been to a retreat or any sort of like convention or anything like that, where like you're in it, like there's always something going, and if there's not an activity going, you're connecting with other people.
Yes, very much so. From the moment you wake up, surrounded by people, to the moment you choose to go to bed, and do it all over again, you're actively engaging in something the whole time,
and that's the purpose of the trip. And so I tried to be very, and not gonna lie, like I think it was like the first day where
first day. I was wondering if you'd bring this up because I was gonna call you out on that one.
Okay. The first day, because you went in Wednesday, which was a day before, and then even then you couldn't go to the Airbnb until like after 5.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm like, okay, he's going to want to check in, because I know like once things start, he's not going to be able to talk to us or anything. And I started creating this story in my head and getting a little activated. And I'm like, he has free time right now. Like, why isn't he reaching out? Why doesn't he care more? And it was...
oh, man.
Clearly my anxiety was heightened in that moment. And what did you want to call me out about, I guess?
Just that. It was, the communication was not...
I think I was a little snippy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
You're a little short and snippy.
Okay, yeah. I don't even remember.
So from my perspective, I made plans with a friend to meet a day before. We're going to hang out, see Austin a little bit, spend time together. And so we pretty much, we're sightseeing.
Yeah.
We're doing.
Yeah. And then other guys, as they were coming into town, were meeting up with you guys. So you just start starting that.
We just gathered people.
Yeah. You look cool. Come join us.
Hey, you. Come on over here.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Sounds like a...
yeah, I got weird.
Conscious cult? No, I'm just kidding. No.
So there was definitely a little bit of struggle there. I could feel it. I tried to give love and support, but at the same time, that's not my responsibility.
'Tis not. You're correct.
So I'm very,
Apologies.
happy that you worked your way through that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. And so there was that little crunchiness at the beginning. It was me. I'm the problem. It's me.
to quote Taylor Swift, everyone.
T Swift. But yeah, so we got through that. And then, yeah, again, Friday, I was like, I've got this. I'm doing so good. Like, go me. And felt very empowered and allowed you to have your space.
Yeah, I like how you say allowed because there was no other option.
Right.
Like, my phone was nowhere to be found, and I was in it. And if you wanted more, it would have been tough.
Yeah. And it would have totally
well, what would have really happened is when I got home, it would have been a shit show.
Yeah.
And that's happened before for other things. I'm not saying that
Has
big. I think for something little, like, hey, I'm gonna go do this with somebody, or spend too long doing something.
Things always take about 2 to 3 hours longer than you.
At least 1.5. we got to have a rule that 2 or 3 hours. Like if I say 30 minutes, it's not going to take 2 or 3 hours longer than 30 minutes.
Depends on the activity.
We're going to say...
okay, we'll split it and say an hour and a half. Sure.
I just like the multiplier. 1.5, 2 times. I don't know what you want to say. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Works better that way in my mind.
Sure. Anywho.
But, yeah.
Do you ever find yourself caught up in the hustle and bustle of life that you can't remember the last time you and your partner had sexy time? Or that you enjoyed a solo pleasure session? Maybe you have thoughts like, I don't really care if we even have sex. First, I want to say that you're not alone. I get it. Life can be rather exhausting, and sometimes sex is the furthest thing from your mind. But really, it's something you need to make time for, just like you do everything else. Not just because you deserve to feel good, but orgasms provide so many amazing health benefits that could help alleviate a lot of the stress and other struggles you might have. Easier said than done, right? This is where I can help. I'm offering an 8-week program for women that are ready to reclaim their desire. It starts January 11th, and you can find the link in the show notes to get started. I look forward to seeing you there. Okay.
Back on track.
Yes. So we're not going to get too much into the retreat itself because, again, you're going to cover that, and I'm very excited for that episode. But yeah, so I had some realizations, and, missing my partner allowed me to appreciate everything that you do for me, for our family, how we just really flow together. And, kind of like that yin and yang energy, like we just support each other in our opposite strengths.
Mm-hmm.
And that was made really apparent when you were gone. We were able to have that time apart for me to have that reflection and appreciation. And so I think that's what we're kind of saying here is allow, I think 2 to 3 days is a really good amount of time away for you to have that.
Mm-hmm. And
so don't give your partner so much flack if they say, hey, I would like to go on this trip, and discuss it obviously and see okay, well, what's the purpose of this trip and what is, is it time with your guy friends? Cool. Is it time with your girlfriends? Cool. Cause that's so important.
Yes.
And that's one of the episodes we've recorded recently. So
well, and I think what you were talking about also, it's important for the other partner to be able to sit with there at home with the responsibilities and go, wow, look at this and let me reflect on this. And so when I came home, you told me stories.
Yeah.
I told you stories, of
Yeah.
course, and we were able to reconnect. And I was impressed by, of course, I believe you can handle anything. But some of the stories you told were so beautiful. And the way you handled everything.
Yeah, with the kids and things. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I was pulling up my notes real quick because that touched on something that I wanted to, I guess I see it on social media a lot, and sometimes it's jokes, but there's always a half truth in jokes still.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this one couple, they're younger, they don't have kids, and she says something like, oh, they're asking him to go on a guy's trip. They should know that I'm always going to be there too, or we always do everything together. And I'm just like, oh, there's so much to unpack there. And if you do that for the entirety of your relationship, that is a good recipe for a lot of resentment, because you will lose part of yourself. You're going to, 5 years down the road, 10 years down the road, you're going to be like, who am I? I know who we are, but who am I in this? What do I bring to this? What do I enjoy?
Well, not only that, there's also, oh crap, I lost my train of thought. Bring it back in. I'll
keep going. There's, like you said, there's a beauty in sharing experiences together. Us going on trips, which we've had that this year, you and I sharing in that experience. But then there's also that beauty of sharing experiences outside of each other, right?
Yeah.
So the storytelling. And, if you think about when you first started dating, everything was so exciting because you had separate lives from each other.
Correct.
And you got to share those stories and those experiences you had with your person. You need to keep creating those personal experiences so you always have something to talk about.
Yeah, and that brings my thought back, and
cool.
That was
did it.
You did it. I would miss out on so much of my own personal growth, my growth, if you were there all the time, and vice versa.
Yeah.
My individualization, my me as a person, what I can bring.
Yeah. And I think that's what was so cool, and why I was just so excited for this for you, because you've never experienced anything like this. You haven't done anything for yourself like this. I've had many years of experiences of doing stuff like this.
Yeah, I kind of got set up that way just because of work. And then, I can, this is something I've identified as a difficulty for me, and that's spending money on myself or spending time on myself, right?
Well, you did it. And then some. And I'm so proud of you.
Yeah. So it's easy for me to have stories about it. Last night we went Christmas shopping.
Yeah.
Guys, we knocked it out. I think we're done practically. But Brie wanted something and she's like, that's too much. And I'm like, no, let's get it. I'll get it for you. For me, I'd be like, that's too much. I'm not going to get it. And so, it's nice to be able to be your cheerleader, and then you're in turn my cheerleader.
Absolutely.
So. Should we talk about my experience of you being gone?
Yeah. So, in between that, we had some and so my experience leading up to it was a week of, 3 weeks of sickness back and forth, but really in it after Thanksgiving. And so I'm like, oh, so sorry. Like, he's like, you're like, it's okay. And I was having some anxiety because I haven't traveled solo in like a year and a half.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to an event with just women for myself in a while. And so I was like, I don't know. I've got to do all this stuff. And he's like, you've done this many times. Like, why are you freaking out?
You got it.
He's like, I'm so excited for you. Go have fun. Go learn all the things. And so, I was
It was wonderful. You being gone, and just for the fact that I was so excited for you to be home as well.
The reconnect after.
Yeah. You know, a lot of we touched base a little bit while you're gone, not much, and that was okay. You're in the same position.
Yeah.
I generally feel like I can handle everything at home, take on both roles. It puts me under a little more stress. And so you being gone, I was able to work on managing that better, and appreciate you and the roles you do take and what you do in our family dynamic. And so it was so beautiful knowing that you were getting something that was great for you. And ultimately, I get you back.
Yeah.
And, you know, how do we receive someone when they come back?
Yeah, I just typed that out. I was like, integrating after. Because we've talked about it. How do you integrate into life when you take a trip together? But also, when you come back individually, you can't, again, just dump everything on them because they're coming in from an outside experience with all of this newness. Like for me personally, we went to bed pretty early every night. I do wake up at 6:30 every morning though. And even though mine was technically a training for facilitators. So for me to learn how to create workshops and retreats and things. So everything we're talking to you about right now, we will be creating for you in 2023. So stay tuned. So yeah, mine was not intended for so much personal growth, but we know that always happens. So the last day there was a huge emotional, like, opening, like breakthrough. And Monday, I got an early flight, or not an early flight. I got a good flight. It was a noon flight. I got home at like 3:00 in the afternoon, but I was drained. Like I was sitting on the couch with Rona watching a show at like 4:00 and I was like dozing. And then you were running Remy to all of his stuff. And I was literally like falling asleep on the kitchen table while having dinner with Rona. Yeah. And it was 7:30 and I was like, all right, sis, we're going to bed. Like, so we went upstairs and got ready for bed and you guys got home. I was asleep and she was not.
That is correct. That is correct.
I slept for a solid 12 hours. I needed that for my body and mind to, like, I would not have been a good person to anybody had I tried to push through that and function. And so I think you texted me right before. You're like, I'll have a bath waiting for you. I'll wake you up. And I was like, please don't leave me alone.
Yeah.
And that's so important. And same for you. Like, I know the work that happens. So when you came home, I was like, how can I support you? What do you need? And we did a bath and I don't, what is that? Interrogate. I was not going to interrogate you and say, tell me all the things because I'm excited for you. And I knew that it would slowly come about when you were ready.
Yeah. And that's something we talked about in our intentions of going home to our people was to give it some time.
Yeah.
To let the stories come out naturally over time, through excitement, not through like pressure or forced.
Yeah.
And so that was really my intention. I don't really remember how I came home. I came home Sunday, didn't I?
You came home, Sunday night. It was later.
Yeah.
So I already had the kids in bed.
That's right.
And your dad brought you home.
Yeah, so it was just very easy to go to sleep. And so I think you had a little bit of a more challenging time because you came home in the midst of everything because Remy had lessons, then he had wrestling practice. And and so it was so funny though. Remy and I get home and we're like, oh, let's be quiet. Sister's sleeping. Mom's definitely sleeping. we come upstairs, we get ready for bed, and I go to our bedroom, and I just see this little person smiling and eyes wide open, and I was like, I thought you were asleep. Nope, mommy's asleep. And I'm like, okay, and so we put them to bed. They actually both, because you were gone, they
I've been
both
sleeping together.
slept in our bed.
Oh,
They both went to sleep in our bed. You wouldn't know this because you were asleep.
yep.
So asleep you didn't know. And I did some things around the house and eventually got ready for bed and moved them to their own beds.
Yeah.
And then wanted, every desire I have was to come and cuddle you while you were sleeping, but I just left you alone. And so there was for me a little bit of disappointment of not getting any time with you when you got home. But I knew it would come. Yeah. So it's okay to feel emotions and feel disappointment and everything else. So, that's my responsibility to manage that and take care of that. So, but I'm so thankful for, those experiences away.
Yeah. I very much appreciate you saying that and allowing me to have that space instead of me feeling, quote unquote, pressure to interact and be with you. I knew that I could go to sleep, and I was bummed too because I'm like, I just want to see him. Like, I want to spend time with him, but also I need this for me. And we got to connect the next night. We got to have our bath and spend time together, and so it will come about. Allow space for that. And even Tuesday, I was just like, Rona's off school on Tuesdays, and I was like, I don't even think I got out of my pajamas that day.
I doubt she did either.
Yeah, we literally had such a lazy day with each other, and it was very nice to be able to do that, to have that space and integrate. Because I know myself, I've learned for sure if I tried to push myself and do I have to do this, and it would have totally undone everything that I had worked on that weekend. Emotionally and mentally. And so, very important. So, quick recap.
Sometimes it's important to lean into the uncomfortable and for your partner to be away.
Yeah.
There's a plenty of opportunity for positive engagement afterwards. New stories, new experiences, and the reconnection.
Yeah.
So
I'm just reflecting on that flow there because we didn't talk about that. We don't have really an outline, but I said quick recap, and then you just went into it. I was like, all right,
just got in there.
We just we planned that or something. Yeah. So that's our time away, and I hope there were some little nuggets in here for you all. We'd love to hear anything that came up for you, or how do you all integrate or, enjoy spending time away from each other? Or maybe you haven't and now you're starting to think about it. Send us your feedback. Shoot us messages on Instagram. And stay tuned because we do have some new programs and we have some in-person stuff that we're planning.
Yes, we are.
For you all in 2023, which is 3 weeks away now.
I love being with people. In person is so powerful. Is my job.
It's your job. Yeah. And I am, having the past 2 years online a lot, sprinkled with in-person stuff, I realized just how much I do like to people.
People when you want to and don't people when you don't want to.
Exactly. So, that's what we've got for you this week. Anything else from you?
No, have a wonderful week, and we'll have some great stuff coming up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Have a good week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Alrighty, bye.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in. We hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss an episode. If you found this episode helpful, entertaining, or both, please share this with a friend or someone you think would also resonate with our message or find it helpful. If you really loved it, please leave a quick rating and review below. We'll see you next week.